signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is May 29, 2022. It is 2:58 a.m., almost 3 o'clock. Alright, so whenever I have time to edit, I'll edit them. Again, I'm gonna try to avoid some of the issues that went in Texas, but majority of the things that I bookmarked somewhat related to the things in Texas, because the squad been talking about it, and I try not to go into a lot of details of what some of the people experienced, who survived, and all of that, for my own mental well-being. I'm trying to avoid that, but there are other discussions the squad were discussing. And also there is a tweet that came out yesterday. It was a picture on a private setting. I'm leaving this out, so just in case you see it someplace else and you're like, yeah, how come I didn't share this with you? I purposely leave that out because it was a private setting of the Sussexes. Okay, I don't want my channel to deal with issues, controversial issues, so I'm leaving that out. It was a private setting and all you could see is people's back, but it was too private for me to share. All right, so let's go on Twitter, and I will try to share as much as I can with you. And there's a lot of tweets. All right, so this, I spoke about it a couple weeks ago. At that time, I didn't come across any videos. I even mentioned it on my while I was recording, and there were some tweets that said any videos as well. So one person, I guess one of the squaddies who happened to have it, forgot to post it. So I came across it and I'm sharing it with you. Okay, and there's no comment, but there are retweets. All right, so there's this. Meant to post this 2 weeks ago. Young advocate eloquently responding to Prince Harry's question on the toolkit virtual launch, quote, making child online safety a reality. Safe online. All right, let's listen. It's 1 minute and 13 seconds. 33 seconds.
Obviously, we all know that the internet is also a good thing, and it's helped us with things like school and online. But the list of the downsides is much, much longer. Things like meeting online predators, seeing inappropriate content, finding fake news, and the list goes on. So obviously, these cause much damage to a child. So obviously, I remember when I was like 9, I saw this really scary image, and it really affected my mental health. I couldn't go to the bathroom for ages because I was scared. And what I find helps with this is raising awareness. So here in Malaysia, in 2018, a small survey was taken, and we found that 51% of students were being cyberbullied online, and 40% of them didn't know how to protect themselves. So one of the key things I find is raising awareness. So when a child knows that risks like these exist and they know how to deal with them, they become better prepared for situations like this. Some other simple things that platforms themselves can do is make these social medias with children in mind. Making content filters with bots and AI that can maybe scan and delete inappropriate or mean comments is a start. And making child versions of social media accounts makes it easier so that children don't have to fake their age to get a social media platform like their friends.
Wow, I was just about to pause it to bring this thought. She's a very smart young lady. Very smart. And one thing that I realized with all of the shooting that's going, as much as I'm trying to avoid it, but it's in my mind, the video games that video makers are making, where you see people doing war games online and things like that, and then you have parents who have those guns at home, and those kids who are triggered, who are how will I say that, conditioned to play these things where there's no consequences. You could restart your game, restart. They're taking this mentality of those video games into the real world. If people cannot really manage, educate, and teach kids the consequences of guns compared to video games, we have a big problem in the U.S. Every other country see the problem, they solve it, but for some reason the U.S. has a problem. They fail, or they don't want to curb the pandemic of gun violence. And one of the things I've shared with you, which is when it comes to things that you watch, the mental aspect of things. During Trump's administration, when I watch the news, I get so upset, and little did I know, and I'm so happy that I was aware of it, is that when I watch the news, the negativity that they were saying that affect me, for some reason, I don't hate, physically hating my kids, but when I talk to them, the tone of my voice affect my kids. So when I realize that, I stop watching the news. So those things, the visual things that people are seeing or listening to, the repetition of things, it affects people mentally. Sometimes you don't even know it. So there's a lot of things that needs to be done on social media and things like that. And another thing is that when I was in school and college, specifically in college, there were classes I had to take which I hated, but I need to pass. One of the things that I used to do is, at that time, we didn't have the type of social media, the technology that we have right now, is I will use those little mini cassettes thing. I read whatever the chapters that I need to read, and I record it as I was reading, and then when I'm going on the train, I'm going somewhere, I just listen to it over and over again, and it become embedded in my head. That's how some of those classes I was able to pass that I hated, that had nothing to do with architecture, but I had to do it in order for me to pass. So these were some of the techniques that I used for myself. The repetition of things, me reading it. At that time, they didn't have audio books. If they did, I would have bought it and then just listen to it over again. But this is what I used to do. Read the chapters that were required and then listen to it over and over again. Going on the train, taking a walk, places that I'll be going where I don't have the book in front of me. So I'll listen to my voice reading those chapters over and over again until it become a repetition in my brain. So these kind of things affect people. So video game makers need to curb on putting those things out. You would have thought, people who will understand this is just a game. But when you're putting kids into the mix who don't understand the concept of virtual and reality, and then they think what they're doing in video game, and I think in the 90s they talk about this when those type of games, I think Mortal Kombat for instance was coming out, they were discussing it, how the graphic was affecting people. But look at what happened. You let one go, and then someone else come and create another one and create another one, and it become infested where you cannot curb it anymore. So kids should not be playing those type of games. Especially now, it's really hard because now you don't even need to go to the store and buy those games, because you could easily create an account online and play those games. So all of this needs to be taken into consideration to curb it. Since due to our amendment, our right of we have the right to carry gun, but some people are taking it to the extreme. And then we have adults, who's pushing kids to do this kind of thing. Why? Because they themselves are not affected by it. Certain groups are not affected by it. But for those people who think they are not affected by it, they need to think, what happened when they're taking out all the innocent people with good mind, who's doing good into this society? They're getting rid of them. What happened when all of them are gone? Who are you gonna left with? You're gonna left with those criminals. Don't think anybody is safe in this. Right now, we're sending angels, little kids, into the afterlife where they're not ready to go. But many of us are just staying quiet. We think. You're getting rid of one part, but you're creating another problem. This world always needs to be balanced. Each time man-made is creating disaster, nature reacts in a different way. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have any reports or things. Based on what I am seeing, I can just my perspective of things. For all of those kids who are going, one thing that I see that is happening, there are too many kids who are being born with a lot of issues where they're gonna need help throughout their lives. I'm just leaving it as that. Whatever issues you have with your family or whatever, I'm even a little bit afraid to even put this out. I'm seeing this balance is going out. So many young kids with good health, good capabilities are going. The ones that are being born are coming up with some issues. I'm leaving it at that. So this came to mind. I was trying to hold all of these and not to share this, but after listening to this, so I just let it unleash it. You take it as you wish. I do not have any studies. I'm not a professional and psychologist or anything like that, but common sense come into play into these things. Just common sense. All right. Like for instance, I know reading some of this stuff, I don't even need to see the graphic of it. Reading some of the things people are saying, it affects me in some shape or form. So I try to avoid it. All right. So let's go to the next tweet. So that video came across and I saw it and I did share it with you when the Harry did that virtual thing, but there was no video at that time, so I came across it, so I'm sharing it with you. Next tweet. Oh my god, 12 minutes. One, we're quite proud of our girl Meghan here in Canada because we consider her one of us. She lived among us for years, humble and grateful for the gig she got on Suit. I spent a summer in, I guess, Toronto, recruiting riggers for my company, and we pass by or see one another on one side of the street. She, okay, that's a thread. She on the other yell hi to each other. Alright, we have tons of film schools here every year because it's cheaper and we don't bug the people working, especially the stars. Most schools don't give a rat ass about ordinary folks getting to and from work. Her crew did. They went out of their way to not be annoyance. The catering trucks filled with delicious fresh food was dumped every night, and when Meg heard that, she visited food kitchen, homeless shelters, women's safety organization, etc., and had that food delivered to them every night, earning her the nickname MGSD, Meghan Get Shit Done. Okay, so I see what she's saying here. I didn't know what this abbreviation stands for. So it means Meghan gets shit done because she does. She didn't need to add Harry to her resume to make her look better. She was already a World Vision Well ambassador and traveled to Rwanda and India and God knows where, ensuring people's rights, especially women's. She's down to earth, kind, loving souls, and we are proud to have been part of her life both when she worked here and fled here for safety during a world pandemic with a small baby. Those who hate her are sad and sorry people because the light she shines allows others to be seen. She's not an attention seeker. I'm telling you, since she went to Texas, the internet, the royal rats, they recruit a lot of hate on this woman, and then at the same time, good, well-minded people coming to her rescue. They know of her, but they were minding their own business, and it was too much for them. They had to say something. So this is probably one of those people. Let's see here. This is where I was. Lucy Ogg, be whomever the F. Okay, I think after I started reading the first one, I follow her. What happened? Is she following me too, or does you follow? No. All right. So let's continue with it. Those who hate her are sad and sorry people because the light she shines allows others to be seen. She's not an attention seeker. She's a beautiful lady, beloved by her husband and children, who is world travel on her dime, knowledgeable, fluent in Spanish, also quite humble, really, and confident and articulate. I mean, what's to hate, right? What's to hate, right? LOL, except those pitiful creatures who live in envy and hate seeing her goodness. I'm sure she's done close. And if she messed up, she was written up in People's Magazine, volunteer on her free time for trips to the poorest of poor countries, and she considered Canada her second home. I'm telling you, this part here, volunteer on her free time. I've mentioned this. I don't know if across the world to do this kind of thing that she's doing, but it's her. This is why we need different people in our lives and our society, because each one of us have a unique specialty, because this will not be me. All right, let's continue. This is not to say you should follow my footsteps, because Meghan is the perfect example of what to do, not me. Okay, I'm just sharing my thought with you. All right, let's see here. Volunteer on her free time for trips to the poorest of poor countries, and she considered Canada her second home, as does Harry, because we love them both dearly. If only there were more like her. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if there were more like her, what a beautiful world this will be. This is the link to the World Vision clip where she went there, helping dig wells. Ignore the haters. Folks, they are not worth our time. All right, so there's the link of what she just said. And there's YouTube thing here. She also went to India to promote female hygiene products because I have to quit school because of menstruation. The thing we take for granted, they cannot. She worked with government. There are organizations to provide you with free hygiene products, such as glamorous thing to do, LOL. At those who mark her, they have no idea of her passion and dedication to make this which is why and Harry clicked. He thinks like her. Okay, this is the thing here. That's what I think too. I mean, the squad know. Okay, help those who need it without expectation of anything in return. Okay, thank you for your post. I'm reading her by people who actually have met her. The anecdote make her more real. She is not perfect, who is to be honest, but she seems so lovely. Her heart is clearly in the right place for her. Okay, I've met little saint here on earth. I've met a lot of fools pretending to be though. That's a good way of putting it. But she is genuine. That's all that's mattered to me. I've done a lot of community support work myself. It's a really drag. You come home and you were okay. It's right here. You come home, you're cold or too hot and just want to kick back, but you have this or that meeting, and you know people will be bitching about something or other, but you buck up and go anyway, and suddenly something okay, it's up to you that you've helped and care and made the world a tiny bit better. But no matter what you do, some people will hate you. My revenge to do more and try harder, because I was raised that way. And of it, we were poor, but we care. I'm telling you, poor people do much more and things, but I've seen people who have very little or more caring or willing to share a little bit of what they have. Okay, and she's right about that, and that's me. That's taking me further than any school, etc. ever could. Okay, you keep on shining your light. All right, thank you, Lucy. You're so very welcome. We all need to hear some good news for a cheer. Okay, that's in French. We owe her that. Thank you for sharing. It's wonderful hearing from people who actually met her. Okay, she's one of the most humble people. I love Canada. So many rumors about her time and Toronto being sued. Every one of them is just like this. Okay, the fact that she chose St. Felix and did grunt work in the kitchen when she could have been on a flashy board of press speaks volume. Okay, so let's see this and then I'm gonna move on. There's a lot of this is too small. I can't see that. What I'll do as I'm talking, I'll enlarge it, but you guys could read it. I cannot see it. All right, let's see here. Meghan gets shit done. Meg gets shit done. I love it. The more I learn about her, the more I respect and admire her. Thanks for the thread. Okay, that gal don't play. When she gets her mind to something, you just get out of the way or help. LOL, she's an inspiration. That's a good, I like that. Alright, she's responding to some of the tweets. She come in and many of them. Okay, very welcome. Okay, let's move on. This is a good thread. I read the most important parts. I'm already 21 minutes in this. Next tweet. Okay, people had to come out and say the good things about her because the hate was too much. Too much while she's trying to do something good, and then they start comparing her with the other one who went to the Everett, I believe, that Virgil that happened in the UK. I'm like, this thing in the UK illegal. Some people got arrested. So if this thing was illegal, why are you comparing her with Meghan, who went to something that she took out of her time to go and flew over there, and when the other one arrested as well as the others? So there's no comparison here. And what I've been reading is that she didn't go barehanded. She brought stuff with her. She didn't just come and smile to show that she cared. She bring help. And some tweet, I don't know if she was trying to be so down low key and stuff like that, and then little did she know she was doing the charity work, whatever organization she was helping while she was down there. There was one of the elected official or someone who's running for office came with his crew. All right, as soon as the crew came, she left. Okay, because she didn't want to be on any television thing or anything like that. Things that they are accusing her of, she's trying to avoid. All right, so this is the next tweet here. Can someone explain to me the Meghan Markle hate? She seems like a lovely person. I just don't understand. Again, these are people, random people that I'm coming across that tweet. This is not a squad. Am I following this person? Or any squad or following them? found by Lisa and Travis Allen. Okay. None of the squads are following this person. Just random people who are tweeting and happen to come saying why people are hating on. So this is one of them. Okay, her husband is said to be the best prince of our lifetime, and he loves her. He doesn't have a mistress either. Harry is king generational curses. Meghan wasn't supposed to be, quote, the one, end quote, but she ended up being a really good princess, and people got mad. That's a good way of putting. I'm laughing, not only because it's true, but the way she put it, it's really funny. People got mad. No, the other partner could have brought the best of Harry out of it, not Meghan, and Harry is thankful for this. Reason why he fights for his bride and lets the world know they are the team. Okay, the answer to your question, don't try to understand it, because hate directed at Meghan Markle is not organic. It is part of a coordinated campaign to destroy her reputation and life, with the aim of the royals in Britain and returning Prince Harry to his role as his brother's footstool. That's a good way of putting it. Oh, that's a squad right there. Yeah, that's a squad. But this person copy her response and paste it in this burping. Okay, I will add her independence, ability to function, and all autonomy and inclusiveness. She also was a successful professional woman, articulate, streetwise, class and culture educated. She scared them. They felt threatened. Most wives are uneducated, with no or little basic proof experiences. That's professional experiences. Okay, it's gotten so bad that many public figure and even British member of parliament has spoke against it. Okay, I'm happy to see people coming to the defense of Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The way people treat her is the most public form of bullying I have seen in a while. Let's all be a bit kind. What is it? Let's show our children that it's cool to be kind. All right, let's read some more and then I move on. All right, just directly ask one of the haters to list or provide evidence as to why she's not a good person, and you'll learn exactly why. Common replies will be, quote, I just don't like her, end quote. Okay, haters, her behavior. Me, what behavior? Haters, her behavior. Can you be more specific? Haters, her behavior. Me, slap in the head. All right, let's see this one. Okay, this is a thread within a thread. I'll listen to the video. It's 2 minutes and 16 seconds, but I'm not gonna go to that thread. Okay, listen to the Mr. Jamazo today. He asked the question, quote, why have Harry and wrong? Okay, watch a lot of videos and conclude it's not about what they've done wrong. It's about what she represents. Feminism, activism, diversity, etc. All the things they hate. Okay, I'm gonna bookmark this. Maybe this is something I could come back to. But for this video, I'm focusing on that.
When I was just 11 years old, I unknowingly and somehow accidentally became a female advocate. See, I had been in school watching a TV show in elementary school, and this commercial came on with the tagline for this dishwashing liquid, and the tagline said, "Women all over America are fighting greasy pots and pans." I went home and I told my dad what had happened. And he encouraged me to write letters. So I did.
Thomas Markle could have been such a good influence with her right now, but this guy took the completely 360 path. And when I first listened to this video, and I think I've shared it, some videos, the comments that I was reading under it, it's ridiculous. They mock her, but anyway, let's listen.
To the most powerful people I could think of. Now, my 11-year-old self worked out that if I really wanted someone to hear me, well, then I should write a letter to the First Lady. So off I went, scribbling away to our First Lady at the time, Hillary Clinton. I also put pen to paper and I wrote a letter to my news source at the time, Linda Ellerby, who hosted a kids' news program, and then to powerhouse attorney Gloria Allred. Because
may she rest in peace.
Even at 11, I wanted to cover all my bases. Finally, I wrote to the soap manufacturer, and it was roughly a month later when the soap manufacturer, Procter & Gamble, changed the commercial for their Ivory Clear dishwashing liquid. They changed it from "Women all over America are fighting greasy pots and pans" to "People all over America." It was at that moment that I realized the magnitude of my actions. At the age of 11, I had created my small level of impact by standing up for equality.
Okay, so I think this is the best response to that question. All right, watch a lot of videos. It's not about what they've done wrong, it's about what she represents: feminism, activism, diversity, etc. I think that's the best answer. Let me read this. Okay, I think part of it has to do with Harry leaving the royal family and blame for that going to her. I don't dislike her, but I'm not interested in either one of them or the British royal family. No, you have your opinion. Who is this person?
When I was
Trump hater extraordinary. This person hate all of them, but okay.
Unknowingly.
So let's go to the next tweet. There's a lot of comment. Okay, a lot of comment. It keeps on refreshing. More people's doing it. Maybe at some point, I don't know. Every day I'm doing videos, so I don't think I'll come back to this. Next tweet. Okay, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, the only royal we stand. Good morning, Sussex squad. That's the squad who's coming to her defense. This is all the stuff that talk about her. Let's see here. Good morning to you. Irrelevant, but you came here anyway. Oh, now I see what I understand what she's saying, because when they were in the UK or when they were leaving the UK, they called them irrelevant. That's what I get. Okay, I understand her. I love Meghan's level of irrelevance. Yep. Okay, there's the love, different language. I don't understand if Meghan bought all these photographers and sold all these pictures. Why the hell y'all got the same shots? Okay, that's a good question. If she did bring, there should be all those different angles. All right, but it's the same shot. All right, remember, I hope I come across the thing. Okay, that's a different language. The tweet that talk about it, when she went in the background and then that elected official come with his camera crew and then she bounced. Okay, Duchess Meghan is global and loved by human being with pure heart. She is doing what God will expect us to do to each other. Love unconditionally your fellow human being regardless of race. We are one race before our maker. That's for sure. What is the matter with you? This woman is not a pure... What? I'm trying to convince myself that I'm wrong. Keep convincing yourself that you're wrong. The fact that simply do not support that she is. Please come with... Oh, whew, baggage for God. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, there's more comment. Alright, there's more. Okay, oh, I'm almost done. Let's read it though. Those who seek them ill will not live to witness their Trump and Jesus' holy name. Amen. The Duchess of Sussex rule. Her husband must be very proud of her. May God Almighty bless them plenty. Amen. Her caring nature reminds me of Princess Diana. Yep. Thank you, Meghan. I feel like Meghan attend on my behalf. She carried the same love. Okay, and now I found out the pronunciation is Uvalde. Okay. On my first two videos, I think I had issues pronouncing it. Alright, so next tweet. Okay, we'll never have proof, but I feel like I know who. Okay, that's V. For those who don't know, she has a YouTube channel. What does she call it? I forgot her name. The name of her. Okay, Sussex said podcast. I think that's what it is. Okay, let's see what she retweeted. Okay, new an anonymous donor has provided $175,000 to cover funeral expenses for all of the Uvalde's victims, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says. I've learned, okay, this is what I've learned, with that Texas governor, remove, was it a psychologist Okay, people who wants to get mental health care and stuff like that. Nope. I don't know what these people are thinking. I really don't know what these people are thinking. They're providing things that will hurt each other, but things that could help us, they want to remove it. This is pure evil. When they said there is hell, this is hell right now. I don't understand this mindset of these people. See here as me, but why is Abbott, Mr. NRA himself, making this announcement? Why not the local officials? Something is off. Okay, let's see here. Because Abbott needs as much good press as possible. The shooting timing of his fundraising event the next day after the shooting, the incompetence and lies from Uvalde's PD police department, plus him sending a video to NRA convention won't bode well for his re-election this year. Okay, people were already asking why he was the one giving the info about the shooting instead of local police department, mayor, or the Texas Rangers division. It's all very unusual and not how it works. Okay, he's trying to score political point and it's backfiring. And the thing is that Texas, a lot of people were moving out of California. Those expensive states were moving to Texas. I'm wondering if they're questioning themselves here. This is one of those. I mean, I don't even want to go there. Okay, I have my suspicion, more like certainty. Okay, I was just talking about this with my husband this morning. Okay, there's a funeral home that said they won't charge for the victim. This donation will probably go to the families. Okay, I was thinking the same thing. The funeral homes aren't charging, so please make sure you split the money amongst the families for mental health support. Yep, they need that. Especially there's one survivor. I'm telling you, I'm trying to avoid this, but if I'm on Twitter every day, I'm gonna come across it. Okay, this is what I'm aware. Okay, as much as I try to avoid it. One of the survivors this is how painful this shit is. Use one of her classmates' blood to pretend she was shot, or he. I don't know if it's a he or she. Okay, let me leave this topic off. Okay, I read one family had to start to go fund just to pay for a therapist for their daughter who watched her classmate get slaughtered. Okay, I'm leaving this post. Okay, once I start reading this, I'm out. Next tweet. I'm telling you, I try to circumnavigate around this topic, but occasionally these little comments come in, and that's how I'm aware some of the things that I'm sharing with you. Let's see here. This one started here like this. Okay, it started up here. Okay, this one has 129 comments. I'm gonna only read the things that I could see. I'm not gonna click on them to go further. Okay, seeing all the criticism and shit talking about Meghan Markle going to Uvalde make me sick. As someone who's actually from Uvalde, born and raised, seeing someone like her not just send, quote, thoughts and prayers, end quote, and actually jump on a plane and fly thousands of miles. Okay, she has more. Now I have to click on it. That's one. Okay, let's see here. One was to, oh, it's a thread. I didn't know that. Okay, it's here. Okay, and actually jump on a plane and fly thousands of miles to truly support and donate blood and more to our shattered community shows something amazing. She actually did have all of you talking shit about her actions done for my hometown. I'll wait. Uvalde, Meghan Markle. Also, I don't care what you think of Meghan Markle outside of this. Just saying she definitely doesn't deserve hate for this. The hate needs to be directed where it belongs. You have hate about this, and it's absolutely not her. She's helped some of our grieving and broken hearts. I did make a video about this on my TikTok as well, talking about how I'm feeling right now with all of this going on. Made me feel a little bit okay, what I'm currently feeling. If anyone wants to see that, my TikTok handle is on my Twitter page. Okay, your community is reeling from a very horrible and painful event. Praying for you, your family, friends, and neighbor. All right, let me get out of this. Okay, I read her thread already, or his thread, I don't know. Okay, if she had done so without a camera crew, I would have agreed with you. What the fuck is this comment? What the fuck is this comment? If she had done so without a freaking camera crew, you would agree. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the mindset of people, the stupidity. Can you just block this? Forget. Don't even freaking mention Meghan. Just forget her. Think about the family. What the fuck is wrong with people? Oh my God. Okay, I do not want to see mindset thinking like this. Let me block her. I do not want to see shit like this. Not because of whatever. The fact that she forget the core value, the true issue here. The family. It's just happened. Somebody happened to record. If you look at my other video, it says one of the people who recognized her, who happened to take picture of her and who share it with BuzzFeed, and that's how people are aware she was there. Wow, this is the type of people we are living with. Whew. Okay, let me read this. Okay, from the people actually in Uvalde, a clarification to all those who choose to believe the UK tabloid that or not this was a quiet visit. Okay, this is a thread. Maybe I'll read that one. Let's go into this. Probably explain what's going on. Okay. Account from Director Sue Rankin, Uvalde Community Center on Duchess Meghan's visit. Okay, there's the BuzzFeed here. I'll click on this just to have the account for you guys. Alright. I mean the link, not account, the link. Okay, from the people actually in Uvalde, a clarification to all those who choose to believe the UK tabloid that are not in Uvalde. This was a quiet visit. Okay. Ranking also shut down internet speculation that Meghan visited the center with an accompanying camera crew or personal photographer. Quote, it was not a photo app, end quote. She said, quote, I reiterate, Meghan did not bring any cameras with her. She didn't bring any reporters. In fact, she said Meghan had expressed a desire to stay at the center for more time, but she and her security team left when Texas there's the thing that gubernatorial candidate Beto O'Rourke arrived with a crew of news reporters and tow. Quote, as a matter of fact, as soon as his team arrived, this is the thing that I was telling you guys. As a matter of fact, as soon as his team arrived for him to get the notoriety of giving blood, when Beto crews arrived, I didn't know that they had left. Okay? She wanted to stay longer and help, but camera crew came, she bounced. Okay, I love receipt. Is this the press part of the Meghan Markle Netflix crew? I'm telling you. Okay, the girl with the black shirt is Shandon Kana, AFP. An Asian gentleman is with Kyoto and gray hair, beard, kneeling, works for Anadolu Agency. Those were the only photographers there covering this. They are not associated with Meghan or her team. Okay, so this is more things okay, so she's talking about this person down here, back there. They were caught her. Okay, even if it was high profile or noisy, so what? Let's go to the next tweet. Whoa, this is the mentality of things. Because she was there, you will not grieve with them. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? You will not grieve because she was there. Wow. And I'm trying to avoid this because I want to be sane. Because when you start reading the trauma, the experience these kids went, it's mind-boggling. You will not do that because Meghan was there. Wow, I was shocked. All right, next tweet. Meghan Markle went unannounced at Uvalde, donated blood, food, and other resources from her Archwell Foundation, in a very low profile, and people saying it was a PR stunt. Literally, how? This is the thing I cannot fathom. Right, look at this. If this photographer knew Meghan was behind her, don't you think all this will be focusing on her? Look at all of these. They're focusing on those crosses here. Okay, if they knew that was her, or if they knew she came with them, don't you think they'll be focusing it on her? Okay, because they're used to their faves only doing PR stunts, so they're not used to genuineness. Okay, I think it was all her professional photographers. What? Okay, Plus, some people didn't even recognize her until she left and she laid flowers at the memorial. And people say she brought the press there. What the F? The press was already there since it's a memorial. The attack only happened 2 days ago. Of course the press is there. She's the common sense of people. I'm telling you. She's right. Okay, I guess it's because she was photographed doing it. I'm sorry, people who cannot fathom this, they're gonna be there for at least a month until the next thing happens. God, please don't let it happen again. Make this the last time. Okay, she brought along her Netflix camera crew. Okay, no, she didn't. Those are journalists, memorial site documenting everyone who come there. Have you seen the Netflix camera crew with her? Come on now. Okay, no, she did not. The fact you know about it and looking at her, there's a pig's volume. Did you feel the same way when Katie went to the Virgil? Alright, so let's move on. There's more comment. Next one. This is the stupidity that's going on Twitter about a kindness that was done. So if Meghan or Harry are on social media or reading this, can you imagine how affected they will be? They'll sit home and say, I'm not doing any of this. But they just black it, focus on their mission, and do what is right. People who notice it, people who understand. Okay, when Meghan Markle, that's the next tweet, said that she thought it was better she wasn't alive because even her was a think piece. She wasn't lying, and yesterday was proof of that. I hope everyone is finally seeing the agenda to ruin this woman and her family. Okay, at this point, it's so obvious. The elephant in the room brought luggage. It's so obvious. Stevie and Ray could see it. Okay, well said. They can try, but she's surrounded by the white light, Lord. That's right. Therefore, only positivity will continue, and every fell by the wayside. And she will not die, but live to carry out the good works of the Lord, the land. Not everybody. They just rather spend the story to their amoebas. Okay, the avalanche hatred gained up against her when she was pregnant with Archie in 2019 was terrible and never stopped, even when she wasn't in public. Her admission was horrifying, but unfortunately not completely shocking to those who watch everything in real time. Okay, not only horrifying, as far as I am concerned, doing that to a pregnant woman is abuse. There should be a law. The thing is that the people who could actually put a stop to it, instead they just stay quiet because it's not them. But let's see, because now that Jubilee shit is coming around, you know what, let me not even talk about this nonsense. God, do your work. All right, let's see here. What the damn obvious was that the Sussex attempt to regain peace of mind from 3 years of UK media attacks continued after they left. The pre-Oprah accusation of Meghan as a bully was a direct hit at her credibility, aka an attempt at her earning power from branding. Yep, that's the thing here, branding. When you ruin somebody's reputation, okay, nobody wants to work with you. And this is the thing that Johnny Depp is fighting for, okay? His reputation. This is why I was so attached to it the minute I was aware of it. Some of you said, you're not about that and stuff like that. But if you go on my other channel, there's a lot of video about it. Okay, the branding. Once you ruin somebody's reputation, others wants to hire you, don't want to deal with you because your name attached to certain negativity. They don't want to be part of this. So this is why he's fighting this thing. And then you have Meghan and Harry, who's trying to do good out of their heart. This is part of them, who they are, but they're trying to ruin it left and right. And I'm just happy that a lot of people who are not really into the Sussexes are seeing for what it is. Okay, they're opening people's eyes. Yeah, God is doing its work in a mysterious way, because these other haters, they don't know how to be good human being. So that thing is backfiring. So we need to keep. Okay, to all Americans who are shocked at the amount of hatred and abuse of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry by the British press while the royal family look on, now you probably know why they had to leave. Their situation was truly unsurvivable. Please remember this always. Okay, let's see here. I responded to this a few minutes ago. Okay, why will the royal family say or do anything? As the Sussex spokesperson said, Meghan Markle was there in a personal capacity. The royal family do not comment on the personal action of the Sussexes. They also no longer represent the royal family. Okay, there's me responding to that. Let's not forget, some senior royals were leaking info to the press on the Sussexes. Effing court document says so. Senior royals went out of their way to undermine the Sussexes copyright case. They gave info to the email. They bugged her phone. Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, couldn't retrieve info in her phone, but the royal could. Okay, so I had to put this out there. Reminder, the country loved Meghan when they first got together. It is the way they have behaved. What? The way they have behaved since that has turned people against them. Nah. No. Okay? Knowing what I know. True. Maybe it's not all. I'm not saying it's all of the UK. Okay? The tabloid, it's making it seem like it's the UK. Okay, I'm standing for some of the Brits who have the true core values. Some of you who are speaking out, I'm standing for you here. It's not all of the UK, but there are pockets of haters. Don't get me wrong. Very rarely you get 100% of everybody in the country to think the same way as you. But it's not all the UK. It's the tabloid and then the royal family who always want praise while they're doing their shitty, unethical behavior kind of thing. They want praise. They can never get a praise. But Harry and Meghan, who's doing the right thing, are always being seen in people's eyes with common sense, with good core values, with ethical behavior, this kind of thing.
I think it should make him look at his character and look at how he's behaved for sure. I don't think he'll be worried at all, no.
Praising them. So the royal family and the royal rats hate that. Okay? Because that kind of glorify should have been for the royal family. How could you glorify somebody or family who's messing with children? How can you glorify somebody who's protecting priests? How could you glorify somebody who's doing things to children or who's doing cash for honor when the taxpayers is giving you money? You can't glorify this. So if they want glorification, they need to do the right thing. And I don't think they have the mentality to do the right thing because it's been in their system. They can never do anything right. They train their people to be this unethical, rotten, evil people. Alright? So people cannot glorify this. So they hate that. They send their mouthpiece. The reason I'm saying their mouthpiece because they said their mouthpiece have been saying it. They are being told from the
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
The royal family, the hate and all of this is coming from the royal family. Okay? I'll put the clip right now to let you know why I'm.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
I'm saying this. So people cannot glorify those unethical behaviors. They want praise. They will never get it from me. They go places instead of helping, bringing money or do something. What do they say? They either bring photos of themselves for people to glorify them or they just bring.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes that's more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
Smile. How the F is smile is gonna get food or shelter or something like that to people who really in need. Okay, their whole job for getting people's, from my understanding, their whole entire job for getting millions of dollars or pound, I should say, from the UK taxpayers is to help elevate and comfort the poor. Instead, what they do, there's the whole recycle system. You have the institution getting money from the UK, from taxpayers, and then you have the tabloid brainwashing people, and then you have the government putting people in poverty. Meanwhile, the cycle again continue. While the government is putting people in poverty, the royal family pretend they are here to help the poor. And then the cycle continues. People going in poverty, pretend they're helping, brainwash people,
Look at the fact that just on energy alone, on a conservative estimate within 1 year, we're talking £1,300 a year going up in bills. We're going to have about 10 million people in fuel poverty. We have a real absolute, not relative, poverty issue going to come in the UK, with food banks oversubscribed, with debt crisis agencies do not have any tools. And I need to say, with the Chancellor coming on in a moment, if you forgive me, as the money-saving expert who's been known for this, I am virtually out of tools to help people now.
More people in poverty, pretend you're helping, brainwash people. That's the cycle of the UK. Okay? This is the cycle of the UK. The United States have its own issue. If some of the comments that I'm reading from what I'm saying here, where, oh, I will agree with you if the photographers were not with her. If I'm reading this, if this person is coming from the US, these are the mindset, the mentality of some of the people we are having in the US. I don't know where she's from or he's from. Okay, there are people like this in the US too, that helping electing brainless, unethical people in office to make the entire country suffer as well. We do not have the same cycle kind of thing, but instead we have a different type. Okay, so that's that. Let me move. This is how I sum up these people, the system or the things that I've seen. Next tweet. Okay, great. Sussex supporters are diverse in our talent, interests, and concern. We cover from fundraising to civil rights. It is a team effort to get the entire job done. All right. So I saw this. It was very uplifting. The squad had to come out to the blockage, their support, and put those haters, the misinformation out of the way. Okay, so there's this. Love this. Me too. I've saved this. Pam Ramberg, did you do it yourself? And I read it. It wasn't her. She said she got it from somebody else. All right, next tweet. Okay, today has been a good day on Twitter. The way the Americans returning the smoke to English trolls if kiss. Meghan Markle did nothing wrong. Okay, amazing. They think Meghan's thought, movement, action should be governed by their belief, desire, and directives. Crazy, you bet. All right, just when you're annoyed with some of your fans, they come through the way we do. Okay, I know, right? That's right. Some of the American who were so blind by the British thing, all of a sudden there's the wake-up call. Let the blind see. It takes time. We just need to keep on our prayers, and we do what we need to do. Keep the defense going. Okay, keep the defense going. Eventually, the people in the back who are blind will eventually see. This was one of those. But unfortunately, this is where sometimes I keep on saying, sometimes there will be casualty of war, casualty of certain things. But these kids then deserve that, for some other people to see what they were doing to Meghan. But then again, as I'm thinking this, okay, I don't even want to say it, because the balance of things, if one have to go, certain things have to be saved. I'm just gonna put it as that. Okay, I'm just gonna put it at that. I don't want to put name, but it's unimaginable. This is the way the balance of things has to go. Okay, I keep on saying it over and over again. This world needs to be balanced. God saw the leverage of things. This one was worth taking than certain things. I want to say it, but I don't want to put name behind it. The world needs to be balanced, and this is the way it had to be balanced, while we have to keep our defense. Okay, I know I'm probably talking in crazy tone of way, but I do not want to be too specific of what the way that I'm thinking, but I sort of sum it up for you. Okay, anti-Meghan Smith campaign hit a snag. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's a good way. All right, let's see here. They were trying to smear her, but instead they opened people's eyes. They just opened people's eyes. Next tweet. So I think I'm sort of off from the Meghan hate thing. It's small switch. This should have been in the. All right, so I'm an hour now, and I have, let's see here, I have 3 more after this, a total of 4. Let's make it quick. Okay, there's this. So since people want to call Meghan Markle Uvalde publicity stunt, then Kate's quote visit and quote to the Virgil for Sarah Everett was one as well. I covered that. Desmond responded, "You're not wrong there." So I was the only response. Let's go to the next one. I'm glad this is short. Okay, this one, it's a very long one. It has a lot of comments in there, but I'll read a very few one, maybe just mine, and then move on. Spot the difference. There's Meghan here doing her thing. No white roses for your dad. Meghan Markle is slammed for making a surprise appearance at the site of Texas school while refusing to visit Thomas after he was hospitalized with a stroke. Okay, I think my response pretty much sums up everything. Okay, maskless Kate daffodils from Kensington Palace as she pays emotional visit to Everett Memorial because she remembers what it felt like to walk around London at night. Oh my God. I covered this, some old videos around the time when this happened. Check around March 15, 2021, around this time, either before or it can be before, maybe a couple days after or just around it. I did cover that. All right. So there's me responding. Okay. One should have been jailed just like the other people who were arrested. Did I get the right, Virgil? The other one, the so-called father self-eliminate from daughter's life once mental well-being is number one. Such father has other children who he has not embarrassed on national television. All right, so there's that. 11 people like it and between. I'm telling you, with Twitter, you have to put your response very short. All right, so there's more. Let's read this. The real difference is Kate was working. Oh God, nah. It was. Look at this. This is what happened. They were arresting because it was illegal. It was illegal. People were being arrested. Okay. There's this. How Everett Virgil Pacey Stevenson speak out after viral image of arrest by Met Police. Okay. So this is the woman who was arrested because she was there. Okay, so let me move on. That's that. I don't want to stay too long on that. Let's go to the next tweet because you guys don't like long videos. Okay, Kate went unmasked. She went empty-handed. She leaked that she sent a letter to her family. She had the audacity to try and compare herself to normal woman. I just read that headline from Omid Thing. Meghan went with donation. There was no Netflix crew, and she's been doing this before she was a royal. Stop lying. So she retweeted that Kate Middleton went to Sarah Everett Memorial with no camera crew. Didn't make a fuss. Most people didn't know she went there. Please. Okay, during that time when she went to that Virgil, it was the height and the peak of COVID. Okay, where people should be wearing their masks, and people should still be wearing their masks still. That was before I don't think they had the vaccine yet. They didn't have the vaccine, but she went anyway, took the mask off so they could see her face that she went, and then they put that BS thing that she can't walk at night and stuff like that. And that's authentic. Meg went with full camera crew and all the press to pay respect. That's PR. That's the difference. She was responding to Omid thing. But this Duchess of Sussex, we retweet her things out of there, and this is what happened. And I read from previous tweets that most people didn't even know she was there. When camera crew, some for office came with his crew, she bounced. All right, let's read some more. See dates of Kate thing. She did the days after Oprah interview for sympathy because she was getting dragged. Meghan cried during her wedding and lying out. Kate never did that before, and she was filmed and her action put in police report. That's what is it? What was the thing where instead of Kate's name they put Meghan's name on that police report? What was it? What was it? I forgot what it was. Okay. And Kate was dragged then for stealing attention away for Sarah Everett and making all the newspaper have her face on the cover. Sarah's family never released a statement about how they felt about Kate's action. Okay, where did they think all that video footage and Kate's unmasked visit came from? The fairies, okay, the royal rats, whenever they put out of the house. Kate's visit was originally called private but was later classified as work when the police got involved. Came from her best pal Jason Kanoff. And you know, right? Let's see here. This is my last one, and then we'll do a prayer. Maybe let the blind see. We need more of that prayers. This one was spot on. She's responding to this. All right, it's a long one. Let's follow it. Kate Middleton. Okay, I just read that as part of the other comment. All right, so let's continue here. While Meghan paid her journey to Uvalde with her own money, she bought flowers and food with her own money. British taxpayers paid for Kate Cork time, flowers, bodyguards. You should never compare a woman who pays for her own bills to a woman who has never worked in her life. Alright, so there's this here. Consider Dick insists Kate Middleton did not break the law at Tower Everett Vigil because she was working. Gathering was illegal as she slammed politicians, including Sadiq Khan, for criticizing her. Makes sense with this. So now this is the thing that I booked. Yeah, okay. Yep, Kate Middleton never had established career, lived on her parents' cash, and currently living on her in-law, 40-year-old woman who has achieved 9 years chasing Prince William, years married, yet no self-sustainable project under her name that helps with. She's throwing the receipts there and haven't done. Okay, love your GIF. Cheers to that. All right, so that's that. Let's do a prayer now. Prayer for let the blind see. This we need to do that. Prayer for let the blind see. It was already there. Okay, there's this. How many times? The last visit was in January 2017. January 27, 2022. Lord, let your healing light fill my eyes that I may be able to see clearly and carry out my business without any inconveniences. I worship you, dear Lord, and you visit this page 3 times. Okay, the last time that I visited, this is it, January 27. All right, so let's pick an image that will go with my bookmark, with my thumbnails. Let's see, let's do this one. Okay, let's do this one instead. Okay, Lord, when blind men beg for mercy, you gave it. I'm asking that you have mercy on this nation. Help us trust you more deeply and embrace your discipline. Give leaders who will call us not just to a party or platform, but to you. Amen. Okay, I think this sort of sums up some of the tweets that I was reading. I'm gonna leave it as that. Okay, Lord, when blind men beg for mercy, you gave it. I'm asking that you have mercy on this nation. Help us trust you more deeply and embrace your discipline. Give us leaders who'll call us not just to a party or platform, but to you. Amen. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate, or you could just watch the commercial. If you want to help further, I have a membership. You could join. Okay, occasionally I throw in some interesting videos. So that's it. I'm gonna do another video that has to do with Piers Morgan. It's gonna be a short video, but I'm gonna share those tweets that deal with him. I didn't want to really mix it with this video. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.